Why, how well? Maybe you thought I wasn't going to show up this week. There was a really good chance of that, but here I am. Here we all are in this practice. We're going to do our best. And yeah, I mean, I wanted to make a real talk point here about when you get sick, like, should you exercise? What kind of sick? Well, it's too broad of a thing to be able to say, like, yes, always when you're sick you should exercise or not exercise. But it's really about listening to your body and listening to what your body's calling for. A little bit of movement of chi, a little bit of circulation through the joint spaces, keeping things pretty yin. I know, like today, I'm like lightheaded, so maybe I don't want to be doing a lot of standing things, but I think I am gonna feel better if I bring some movement into my body. So just letting a few folks in the class. Hello. Let's go with. Oh, there's a few folks coming. I'll start my talk again. So here's what I want to do. I want to pin me. Let's do that. Hi, friends. Welcome. I know. I bet you were wondering when I show up with every class this week, would we be directed towards the robust archive of classes that already exists? Just saying. But no, I decided, first of all, I needed to like get back into life. Second of all, a little bit of movement would be wildly helpful. So I'm not even sure we'll have a full practice. Let's see where we go. This is going to be a pretty gentle practice today, but I'm excited that a couple of you have been able to come live. I'm excited to be, number one, alive. Number two, live with you all in class. And I was just given a little musing before you guys were able to pop on like, so do you want to exercise when you're sick? Like, what's called for? There's no way to make a blanket rule about what's good. It's definitely going to be about what feels good in your body. But we have to listen to rest, right? Like, rest has to be the guide in that equation. Some people are like, oh, nope, I'm feeling sick. I'm going to go hit that cardio really, really hard. I'm going to sweat it out. And then I'm going to go in the steam room. And then it's like, yeah. So it's a delicate thing. I know what I'm feeling today. Ooh, some joint movement, some nice yin things on the floor. Just getting chi flowing in the body is going to help move phlegm, stagnation, and the like. So that's what I'm feeling. We're going to definitely be hanging out on the floor today. I thought it might be nice to start from some hands and knees positionings. So let us find just a little wide leg child's pose. A little something sinking and melting. Right. Also, how much nasal congestion is there. Just a little moment here. I'm going to be in this modified one where the knees are wide and the forearms are stacked, but it's also possible I could start bringing in some props that help me get even higher with that to help with any of that nasal congestion or chest head pressure. And yeah, I'm probably going to cough in this class because getting things stirring. So we're just feeling into here. What's the body giving in terms of feedback? What's the body saying? Can we enhance the places that are feeling good in the body and be supportive of the places that are not feeling as good? And how can we move in practice and support the body's self-healing capacity? These are some of the things we want to tap into. A true heal your body class today, although they've all been true classes. And starting to just feel into the shoulder blades. I'm not really sure my shoulder blades can move anywhere today. They feel a little bit glued together. So I'm just coming up to hands and starting with a little gentle movement. Intuitive movement is what I've been calling this. It's like circles and spirals and wiggles and alternating shoulder movements to just get some space and to start moving through the spine. So I'm even doing some like forward and backward movement with the chest here. And let's bring this all the way onto hands and knees and start moving through very gentle cat cow. And you're going to decide, like, if you got one of those good upper respiratory things, starting to move the head and moving it up and down, that may or may not feel good, right? So you could do cat cow just with moving the spine, but keeping your head where it is. Really taking things slowly through here. And then let's kind of give a little movement to the wrist, and then let's do side to side movement. Inhale, center, exhale. Turn and find a heel. One more time to each side, making some space between the ribs. Nice stretch back into the child's pose of your choice. Nice deep breaths. Now we could come up into Seiza or any other position. Let's give the wrists a little bit of love. Make a fist with the thumb on the inside. Moving wrists up and down, moving wrists in circles. In the opposite direction. Nice. Stick it out. Flat palm up and down. Interlace fingers, wiggle wrists in the opposite direction. Small shoulder circles. Relaxing jaw, gentle smile, opposite direction. Big shoulder circles trace with the elbows. Opposite direction. Nice, come back to hands and knees. Give a little shake to the leg if needed. Stretch out and back. Let's do fingers spread very wide, hips circle side to side. We're letting the hips sway. Getting some fluid moving through those joint spaces. Opposite direction. Shake out wrists whenever you need that little pause. Come back to figure eight. Going to be really helpful if the fingers are spread wide. Sideways figure eights or forward and back figure eights. Either way, just letting the hips sway. Not getting very much of a sway at the moment. More of a, like a block. It was very square. Nice, coming back to the center. Take a child's pose. And a slither down into the. Oh, that felt so good. I just came right in the Sphinx. That felt amazing. So let's do it. I was headed towards baby cobra, but something about this felt really good. We'll come back here, take a breath in and all the way down. Hands by sides of chest, legs together for the most part. Simple baby cobra, easing into the floor. Lifting with upper back, rolling shoulders, squeezing shoulder blades together. Exhale, could be forehead comes down to the floor. Breath into the spine in between. Let's keep doing that. Belly pushes into the floor. We'll do about 4 more of these, really taking our time here, baby cobra. Easing upwards. A shoulder roll, a peeling away of the shoulders from the ears. Like even right now, I'm on my fingertips trying to like get these shoulders moving. They got so much stagnation in the chest there. It's like it's frozen in the back. You can't move. Anatomy. Just like pulsing, squeezing my shoulder blades together, moving the shoulders down from the ears. Two more to go. Last one. You've probably done 10 by now. Yeah. Another thing you can do while you're holding here in baby cobra is lift the hands. And the whole time, glutes want to be relaxed. All right, so we're just really squeezing through those upper back muscles. Let's come all the way into reversed corpse pose. So arms extend forward, forehead down. Let's melt for a few breaths. Lovely to rest there. Let's come into half locust. So right arm, left leg, lift up. And exhale down. Left arm, right leg. Remember, we could add these little flexions, tractions out of the hip. Down. Flexing that foot, pulling through the heel, and then lifting. I'm finding some fluidity here. Like I'm not lifting very high because it's all very cranky. It's feeling good to move. And then there are some spots that are very cranky. Well, I don't think antagonizing the cranky spots is going to help them out. But what I'm looking for, like this move the stagnation. I'm still not 100% well, but I need to get moving. Heal your body practice. It's just about the right amount of stimulus. I want to stir the chi a bit. Turning on this fascia, my whole back body here. That includes bladder, kidney channels. This is extension. Nice. Let's do Jatsikasana, superior posture. So forehead to the floor, clasp the hands behind the head, a little bit on back of head, a little bit on back of neck. releasing from this pose. So, you know, we're relieving the headache, tension, eye strain, things like that. That pose is brilliant. But let's say we had a lot of nasal congestion. That's not going to be brilliant, right? So, right pose, right time. Let's see how we did. Come back to Sphinx. Oh, it was a little painful. Breathing. Yeah, I'm definitely that person that laughs at themselves when they're in pain. Oh, breathing. Coming into elbows. Makarasana. Crocodile pose. And some deep resting breaths. Yeah, I am starting to feel activation through lungs and chest and the whole thoracic. And there's activation. It doesn't feel all that great, which lets me know that that activation is bumping up against that stagnation in the form of phlegm. So it's going to be about finding that right amount of activation. Ooh, slowly coming out of this pose, and let's play a little bit with the lower body while we're here. So just picking up the leg and coming into a little flap of the fishtail. And what we're doing here is external internal rotation for the hip. So let's bring this back on down to the hips. Let's change cranky places. Sick to the hips. Oh, no, no. Yeah, let's just keep this going for a little bit. Come back to the center. And now play around with like, not very wide, but we're going to just turn the feet outwards. External rotation. And now turn the feet inwards and stretch the feet. Like give a little pressure of the feet into the floor. And now just alternate. Rotate out, rotate in, rotate out. I used to give these, animal names. Like one of these felt like a walrus, and another felt like a seal, manatee, sea lion, harbor seal, Narwhal. Marine mammals. Let's go. Just playing around with these hips, right? Internal and external rotation. Making little places move. Another favorite place I like to do this one is just straight up in the bed. If I'm on my belly, just getting some of the stretching through the ankle, presence of the hips on the floor. Now let's take it wider. Walk the feet wider. Turn the heels inwards. This is another crocodile. So there's options. Traditionally, you cross the wrists and rest the chin. It all depends on if your neck likes that. Mine doesn't. Like it's just too much flexion. No, that's extension of the neck. So I just rest my forehead on the hands here on the floor. Now let's breathe to the belly and let's do a parasympathetic breath. So we're gonna first align the breath to a count of 3. Inhale for 3, exhale for 3. After a couple of rounds, we're gonna inhale for 3 and exhale for a 4 count. Now this has to be long. I don't know if you have, some districts in your countries other than the United States that has lots of syllables, but we have Mississippi. So it needs to be a slow count of 3. Or we could just do 1,000. That's usually what we do. But we can also do geography. 1,000, 1,000, 1,000. Exhale. 1, 2, 1,000, 1,000. Once you get that going, a nice long count of 3. Really feeling the belly expanding into the floor. When you're ready, extend the exhale to count of 4. Now, if you're finding you could do longer, bump up to a count of 4 and then extend exhale count of 5. You may find that's too little. And so you just incrementally go up by 1. You could do 8, 9, 9, 10. You can even get up to like 11, 12, really slow breath. I don't know. Somewhere in like 6s and 7s is fine for me usually. It's really all about the exhale is longer than the inhale. So let's take a few more rounds. Me, I'm just hanging out at 3, 4 today. That's enough. Slowly but surely. So this is just a lovely position to do this in. Now we're going to slowly walk the feet back together. And let's bring up the original fishtail. Giant fish. I want to be a giant sturgeon, super sacred fish of the Great Lakes region. A dinosaur fish. With my sleek, silvery sturgeon body. That's feeling nice. I think we're ready to come up and back into a child's pose. All right, you could even use elbows to do that. Let's take a little child's pose here. Using that as another opportunity to get under the shoulder blade, shoulder rolls. A little bit of movement side to side. Coming up back to Seiza, thoracic movement. Letting the hands slide back and forth. Nice. Let's come into seated position and continue with joint movement practices. We're sprinkling them in. Let me drink a little water. Okay, from here, neck movement. Chin moves forward and backward. Let's move the neck very gently right and left. Not forcing, just observing. Let's go ear to shoulder. Goodness. And let's go half circle. Up to shoulder, down through middle, over to opposite shoulder. Back to center. Let's take seated twist from here. Inhale and center. Exhale, one hand comes behind, back hand pushing chest forward. I'm just on light fingertips behind, turning towards the space behind you. I forgot to say welcome to Chicago, land of the Sauk Fox Potawatomi peoples. I am nearby our great Green Bay Trail. It is chilly. The sun is shining. The trees are waking up here as there's been some early warming. And the humans are ready for spring. Let's go back to the first side. Inhale. Exhale. Breathing in. Exhaling. Last one here. I am greatly looking forward to our meditation week next week. So less work on lower body joint practices. I'm reunited with my favorite yoga prop, just a simple cotton blanket. Mexican blanket. Yes, it's made in Mexico. But best prop. I like the wool one preferably, but if you don't have that one, then this is second best. Yay, legs extended. Give it a little shake. Give it a little wiggle. See what's happening in those legs. We're down here at the feet. Let's flex and plank. So in yoga therapy, if we're thinking about the most therapeutic possibility, somebody's been sick, they've been convalescing, you want to get the chi moving, the blood flowing, it's Pavanmuktanasana. Joint purification practices is what you attempt. That series on the belly, that was kind of intense. I really felt that like really deeply in my like the bottom ribs. That was interesting. Let's go circle. Right now my hamstrings are like glue. Come on, get it moving. Opposite direction. Nice. Separate the feet a little and let's do circles in opposite. And switch. Shake it out a little. And let's come on up into knee pull-ups, squeezing the quadricep muscle. So even anytime you want to get off these hands, shake it out. Other options, fists, light fingertips, fists. Like this is just a little slouchy. Okay, squeezing the quadricep muscles, knees pull up and down. Giving a little movement there. You know, we do about 20 of the knee movements. And some wiggles. Get us a little movement happening in this hamstring. And let's come on up to some hip opening movement. Circle. Oh boy. Right, and I'm gonna double up on this. As I did first without the arm, my arm holding over. Like I'm coming back for a second round here because oh boy, and I'm doing a little vigorous movement because oh boy. And then let's do cradling and rocking. Breathing. Holding. Something of a half lotus. So, yeah, ideally, we're going to draw that foot towards the crease that we are using this position to cultivate lotus pose, Padmasana. And then here can be some dynamic movement, easing this knee towards the floor. Holding. And releasing. Wiggling. Some knee pull-ups. Just pause and compare the two legs. So we just did this whole hip series on one leg. Just compare. And from here, this is the wiggly mat on top. That was an issue. Let's do the other leg. Getting it together. Surprised I've lasted this long. Here we go. Circles. Circles in the opposite direction. Cradling and rocking. Holding. Nice breath in and half lotus. Oh, I don't have the same hang-ups on this leg that I do the other. A little more comfortable moving through this range of motion. Holding. Releasing. We do a few knee pull-ups here. Wiggles, combinations of wiggles and knee pull-ups. Nice butterfly, Baddha Konasana. You can even hold at the ankles here. We can enjoy a little gentle pelvic tilting. And then some circling at the pelvis. Relax the jaw as you're doing this. See if we can make that connection between pelvis and jaw. Let's go opposite direction. Lovely. Something of a forward fold, opening the feet like a book. Clasp around the toes, elbows extend outwards. Stretch of your choice. Stretching both legs like the windshield wipers. Kind of feel into the whole body. And we connect to this feeling of movement, flow, loosening. Let's do a little bit in wide leg stance. Got my trusty blanket turning towards the right. Little stretch in that direction. And over in the opposite direction. I'm just looking for activation here. I'm not looking for anything too crazy. A little bit to the middle. And these are all things that we have been doing, these staple therapeutic movements. In all honesty, you could do them every day. That's kind of what they're made for. Like, what is the daily practice to maintain mobility? To maintain health? Take it into a little gallbladder stretch. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, arm stays on top or comes to the inside. A little bit of opening. Inhaling up, opposite side. Let's go to each side one more time. It's like make yourself really, really tall, like if you're like 9 feet tall. And every time where you're coming back to the center, you're just so tall. You're so tall. So tall again. Lengthen in all directions. Lay down. Let's stretch both legs extended. Right on the edge of my trusty blanket. Janusharsasana. Bring the right foot in. Press on the inside of the left thigh. Left foot is flexed. We inhale, stretch up. And we exhale. Reaching forward a reasonable amount. An amount that communicates activation, not an overstretch, just so we can really enjoy. And inhale up. Opposite side. So it's always good to start from both legs extended. Opposite foot comes in, presses on the inside of the thigh. This foot flexes. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, reach forward. Lovely, lovely. Remind me of the name of this twist. It's some rishi. gets three expressions of this pose. Right leg over the left, wrap with something. The right leg, left arm wraps. I'm just holding with my hand. You can also bring elbow to the outside. I don't want squeeze. I just want the twist. Squeeze is gonna make us cough. I haven't coughed this whole time. Yay, big breath in. Exhale, center. Sit shape. Big breath in. Exhale, twist. Nice breath in. Exhale, center. Breathe big breath in and stretch back out and give a little wiggle. Nice. Paschimottanasana while we're here. Both legs extended. Let's get that little water face stretch in. Both feet are flexed. Maybe softness in the knees. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale. Reach a bit forward. And breathe. Lunges in. Breathing, holding. Inhaling all the way back. And all the way. A little windshield wiper. Coming into a seated pose. Sukhasana, easy pose. Or a pause. What are we feeling in the body? And just checking in with the world's, simplest of all the seated meditative postures, Sukhasana, easy pose. How's it feeling? Right? Are you identifying places that are still really holding, that we might want to give a little emphasis to as we think about our seated meditative posture? And are we thinking about other postures like half lotus? Are we thinking about Yoni Mudra? One leg in, one leg out, right? So I've got the same place that's holding super tight. That's right in the inguinal crease. So I'm going to think about some of those adductor stretches. I'm going to think about those lunges that we do, range of motion lunges from backwards and forward. Think about those side lunges, adductor stretches that we've been doing in child's pose with the legs wide and sort of pulsing back and forth. Like, that's letting me know, oh, that's the area that's still holding. I'm just thinking about how our practice prepares us for the intensities of things, for the curveballs, for the change and upheaval. There's some little bit volatile energies building right now. Building towards eclipse. First one's on the 25th. We get to gather in community on the 25th. That's going to be great. Keep our sanity togetherly. Get together in Vajrayana the Sunday before on 24th. Very important. This will be very important for us to have these spaces together during these heightened, intense moments. But our practice is the backbone. Practice is what actually keeps us sane. So I'm really glad that we had this practice today. There are parts of me that feel a lot better. So thank you. And we'll be gathering over the weekend and into the week for deep study and sanity keeping. And I got some little announcements as well for some upcoming fun. I'll put that in the community feed as well. So, always cooking up the fun, but it was really nice to share practice today. So friends watching this as a recording, do enjoy. And I'll see you guys really soon. Thank you.